that life is not about finding yourself. It's about creating yourself. Create the person that you want inside of your head. It does not have to make sense with the person that you were before. What if people stop liking you? What if you change your entire life and you stop going out, or you start eating healthier, or you want to be around different people and people call you fake? They start saying, that's not you. That's not who you really are. You don't post on social media. You don't start businesses. You don't go to sleep early, and you don't want to be fake. You want to change your life. You want to become a new person, but you also don't want to build up a fake character that's not you and be seen as somebody that you're not. So if you're currently dealing with this, but you want to change your life and you just don't know what to do, this video is definitely for you. So first, a lot of times this starts because when we're young, we are basically taught to fall in line, right? We're in school, we're taught you walk in a straight line. We're taught even during tests, you bubble in the answer. If you check it, even if it's right, that's wrong. You are supposed to do the same thing as everyone else. But then once we become adults, the world changes. Everyone says be individualistic and find who you are and find your passions and find out what makes you different. But it's like, but my entire life, most of my life, I was told to be the same as everyone else. And now I'm supposed to be different. And I feel like it causes us to be confused because we are now trying to find ourselves in a world that taught us just to be like everyone else. And one thing I had to realize from hearing this quote is life is not about finding yourself, it's about creating yourself. And though when we're young, we are told to fall in line and be like everyone else, I feel like when we get older, there's always this thing of finding your true self and finding who you truly are. But I want you to know you can create that person and you are supposed to. Yes, it's good to go back to your childhood and pay attention to things that you liked and pay attention to, what possibly do you want to do for the future. But I want you to know no matter how much stuff you did in your childhood, no matter how many things you went through, you experienced, you tried, you liked, you didn't like, that is not enough for a future for you. That can be a baseline, that can be a starting point, but I want you to know you can create any kind of life you want. It doesn't matter what neighborhood you come from, it doesn't matter what kind of parents you had, it doesn't matter what kind of money you make. You can create any life you want to. And I wish more people said that. Life is not about finding yourself, it's about creating yourself. Create the person that you want inside of your head. It does not have to make sense with the person that you were before. I literally look at outfits that I wore literally last year. I was so embarrassed. Somebody posted a picture of me from last year for my birthday this year. And was like, happy birthday. And I'm like, why would you post me wearing that? Because I would never wear that nowadays. But it's because I'm recreating myself, right? I'm getting out of the shell of being like everyone else. And I'm realizing that during this process, it's not about me finding myself from when I was a child all the time. It's not about me going back to my roots. It's me using those roots as a standard, as a platform, and then me drawing out the person that I want to be. And when you are creating the person you want to be, I want you to know you are going to fall short sometimes, and that is okay because you are human. When you are trying to change your life and let's say implement new habits or dress different or be around new people, whatever the case may be, I want you to know that you are going to fall short sometimes, but that does not make you an imposter. That does not mean that you're really not trying to change your life. And I feel like that was one thing that messed me up because I would be like, okay, yes, I'm trying to change my life. But let's say I'm trying to cut out drinking, or let's say I'm trying to cut something out. And then one of my friends is like, oh, you want to go out for happy hour? And I'm like, oh, I did have a long day. I do want to go out for happy hour. And then the next day, I tell myself, well, oh, should I even go to the gym today? Because I went to happy hour yesterday. I told myself I wasn't doing that anymore. I want you to understand you are going to fall short sometimes. That does not mean you are not recreating your life. That does not mean you are not becoming someone new. And a lot of times people will try to use your past against you. They will try to say things in the sense of, oh, well, remember you used to do that and remember you used to do this. I hate remember people. I hate people that live in the past. Why are you living there? It's gone. Like, you need to understand it doesn't matter what you did in the past. And the past is literally yesterday. The past is literally an hour ago. You can constantly recreate yourself. It doesn't matter what people say because, like I said, people will try to convince you that, oh, you're not this person that you want to be because, oh, remember when you did this and you remember when you did that? Yeah, did. It happened in the past. It's over. That's not me anymore. I don't even know who that girl is. And when you are trying to change your life, I want you to realize two things can coexist at the same time. I think another thing that messes up people when they're trying to change their life is because you have this idea of individuals who are the kind of individual that you want to be. And so you feel like if you don't meet that standard all the time, or if you're not always acting like this, then you must be being fake. That's not who you truly are, because people who are, the person that you want to be, they don't listen to this kind of music. People who are the people you want to be, they don't, go to these kind of places. And one thing I want you to realize is that first and foremost, two things can coexist at the same time. You can get your life together and then every so often have fun. And a lot of times, too, that is life. Like, the only people who are not doing those things are the people who are on TV, actors. And I recently, not even recently, a couple years actually, I realized this when I was in college. So in college, I went to a HBCU. If you guys aren't familiar with that, we have like queens and kings, right? So every class, the freshman class, sophomore class, senior class, everyone has like the freshman queen, the freshman king, things like that. But then we have the school king and queen, which is for the entire school. So this is like the SGA, Student Government Association. And they, plan events on campus. They're like the spokesperson, kind of like for our campus. They have events, they have things, and they talk to the presidents and stuff like that of the school. And I say that to say they're highly regarded individuals, right? You would think of these people, and even when I first got to college, every time I would see the queens, they would come to school, sometime every Monday they would be professionally dressed and wear heels. And it was just this thing of me seeing these people as being very high regarded people. Even our class presidents, I would see these people as high regarded people because I'm like, you had to run for this position, you had to make this position, you're constantly having, conversations with big people in power at school. Like, they must be of a certain kind of cut, a certain kind of brand, if you will. And then when I really start getting to know some of these people behind the scenes, I was like, y'all are no different than me. Like, y'all be going out to drink, y'all be doing all this. Some of them ain't no judgment, but were worse. And I didn't even consider myself to be a bad person, but I thought of myself as just being regular. And I'm like, you go out more than me, you drink more than me, you come to class late more than me, and you're the president, and you're the queen and the king, and all these other things. And one thing I realized is two things can coexist at the same time. And I think when you're trying to upgrade your life, you have this mindset that you have to be perfect all the time and everything has to fall in line. And no, at your core, you have to know who you are. And at the end of the day, sometimes you do have to get into work mode. And sometimes you can get into fun mode and play mode. But I think it becomes the thing of you understanding who you are. And like I said, through the processes of, falling sometimes and getting back up and things working and things not, you really understand who you are. And so one thing they taught me without even realizing it was, it's a time and a place for everything, and you can have fun, but when you have fun, you can have fun because you got yourself. You know that at the end of the day, that following Monday, you about to go back to class, you about to go back to work, you about to go back to whatever you do, put on your suit and tie, put on your dress, put on your heels, put on whatever you got to put on, and play your part. And it's not you being fake, it's doing what needs to be done. And I think that's what messes up people sometimes too. They feel like they're being fake. I'm not being fake because I don't want to go out to drinks with y'all. I went to the gym today. Going for drinks and I went to the gym today, it's gonna mess up my gym gains. It's not me being fake. I know it has to be done. I can't go out with y'all tonight because I know tomorrow morning I gotta wake up bright and early because I have a meeting. You get what I'm saying? And the following week, I can go out with y'all because I don't have a meeting the next day. That doesn't make me fake because this week I said no and the next week I say yes. It just means I know how to prioritize what I need to prioritize. And I think that's one thing for you. The problem is you haven't set enough goals for yourself. You haven't set enough restrictions for yourself and discipline for yourself to know the difference between the things that you have to prioritize and sometimes when you could, chillax and have fun and know you still are that person. You still are that woman. You still are that high value. You still that girl. And it's just sometimes you want to have fun and sometimes you want to do stuff and that doesn't make you fake. That just makes you the kind of individual that has discipline. The people who don't have discipline are the people who they can't have a drink. Because if they have one drink, they have to have 30. They go out to drink this night, they got to go out and drink the next night. They go out to drink next night, they got to go out and drink. You get what I'm saying? They have to keep continuing a cycle. Those are the people that don't have discipline. Those are the people that often don't get at their goals because they don't know how to turn the lever on and off. But a lot of these people that you may look up to and you may think they're big people in all regards in life, once you get to know a lot of these people, you be like, they're just like me. I thought they were different. And it's like, no, they are just like you. It's just they know the time and the place. They built up enough discipline in themselves to know when it's okay to do stuff, certain stuff, and when they set boundaries to say, I ain't doing that. And another thing that messes up a lot of people is that they usually act like the place they are in life, especially when it comes to income. And so you may feel fake because you're like, oh, well, I can't be this kind of person because I don't make this kind of money and I don't live in this kind of place. Let me tell y'all right now, I've been on this self-growth journey, right? I've been on this becoming the woman that I want to be journey, and I'm so thankful for it. But it's crazy because I guess I'm really being tested if I really am this person that I say I am, because I'm going through a process of, for the first time in 4 years, I'm about to be making basically 1/3 a month of what I usually would make. I usually would make 3 times what I'm about to make because I have to get a job that's going to pay me a lot less than what I usually would have to make. But it's just what I have to do right now to get to where I want to be. And though it's not the happiest, cheeriest thing, I am grateful that I can work a job. But at the same time, I don't care what job I'm working, I'm still that girl. You get what I'm saying? There's a certain way I'm still going to hold myself. There's still a certain way that I'm going to dress. It doesn't mean I have to wear $1 million things, but there's also a lot of things I'm not wearing. I don't care how cheap it is. I don't wear that stuff. That's just not what I do. Even when it comes to, I know we keep talking about drinking. I like, are you okay? I am. But even drinking, there's certain kinds of liquor I don't drink. I'd rather not drink nothing than drink that. Because that's just not even, I don't do that. And it's not me saying I'm better than anybody else. This is just the woman I'm becoming. And so I have to move differently than the woman that I was before. And it doesn't matter how much money is in my bank account because I was making 3 times as much as I'm about to be making. And I was a less valued woman to myself. I had less discipline. I had less confidence. I had less self-love. So I want you to understand it's not about how much money you're making. It's not about where you're living. It's about the inside. I know I'm that girl at the end of the day because I'm that girl. Nobody can take that from me. Nobody can shake that from me. And I want you to understand that when it comes to you becoming the person that you want to be, do not allow income and circumstances and things like that to swift you and make you feel like, oh, well, you live here. Does that matter? I talk about it all the time. Before I got to start really making money and stuff like that, I started my first ever college apartment. It very much so gave the cheapest apartment you could get. Okay. I started wearing pajamas and I will never forget because one of my friends, or I think like 2 of my friends said something like, what, like this is where you live, like why do you wear pajamas, like why are you wearing pajamas? And now the girls don't wear pajamas because now we're older and it's now a thing and now everybody likes the cute silk sets. I've been doing this, girlies. I've been doing it. And it's not saying I'm better than anybody, but I say that to say I didn't allow, and that was me doing a little bit and not even notice it, but I did not allow my circumstances to dictate the woman that I wanted to be. Yes, I was in this quote unquote cheap apartment. I barely had any lighting. I had so much other stuff going on. But I said, you know what? For me, I'm still that girl no matter what apartment you put me in, no matter how much money I'm making, no matter what car you put me in. I'm still her and I'm still going to be her. And so that's what I want you to understand. Do not allow your income, do not allow your circumstances to take you away from the person that you're going to be. And don't let people try to tell you, oh, but you do this and you do that. Yep. And I'm that girl with or without it. Because a lot of people, the problem is they can't be that person if they don't have the money. They can't be that person if you take away the car. And that's all they got. And if they lose that, they got nothing. And you do not want to be in that place because that's a dangerous place to live in, physically and mentally. And when it's coming off of you feeling like you're that girl no matter what, one thing that's helped me and I realize is you have to be able to rely on yourself. Because another thing is too, a lot of times while we rely so much on other people's opinions of us and other people's, regards of us, is simply based on the fact that we can't rely on ourselves. And I think getting into the repetition of being there for yourself, getting in the repetition of doing things and being able to set boundaries and say, hey, no, I know this isn't good for me. I know that I wouldn't feel good about doing this the next day or the next week. Get into the repetition of showing up for yourself so that when it is time for you, that you just need that confidence for yourself. When it is time for you to stand on the woman that you say you are, the person that you say you are, you know you got yourself. And I realized that that was something about me that took me so long in my self-growth journey. I didn't have myself. It was easy for me to say, hey, y'all, I'm not drinking tonight. Or I know I keep saying drink. I don't know why I keep saying drinking, y'all. I promise I do not have a problem. But I would say things like, oh, I'm not going out. And then I would. Because I'm like, oh, well, you know, why wouldn't I not go out? And why wouldn't I not do this? And why wouldn't I? Because it was in a line with the person that I was before. And I realized it caused me to have a lack of confidence in myself. And so that's one thing I want you to do. You have to build that relationship with yourself to know that I got me. No matter what happens, no matter what situation goes on, I have me. And you know why I know I have me? Because I have a whole track record of history where I showed that I've showed up for myself and I can prove it to myself. And when it comes to other people, I get it. You have friends, you have family, you have people that you love and you care about, and you want to not change on them. You don't want them to see you as fake. You don't want them to see you as trying to be someone that doesn't align with the person that you want them to be. But sometimes I want you to really sit back and ask yourself, does the life that you want for yourself align for the life they're probably going to have for themselves? So when people are telling you, hey, you don't do this and you don't do that, and remember you did this, and remember you did that, I want you to ask yourself, if I keep doing that thing again, the thing they keep having me remember, the thing they keep bringing up, the thing they keep saying, asking me to do, and it's like, I don't know if I really should do it. If I keep doing that thing again with them, how is my life going to end up? Because a lot of times people will say things like, you will say to somebody, oh yeah, I probably shouldn't go out to eat today because I went to the gym, I did this, I did that, and I'm really trying to eat healthy. And they'll be like, oh, well, you know, you went to the gym and you'll probably burn it off. That's great that you went to the gym. You'll burn it off. And you sitting here like, I probably shouldn't go out to eat. You know, I probably should just stay healthy and eat at home. Think about it in a mindset of, does that person care about their health? It's so easy for people to convince you of things. They'd be like, hey, you're about to burn it off anyway. Didn't you go to the gym? Right? But they don't go to the gym. So in their mind, they're not even doing it in a bad way or a malicious way. It's just they're trying to keep you accord of the person that they are and the person that y'all have been together. And so I want you to sometimes ask yourself before you do things or before you allow individuals sometimes convince you of things. If you keep doing this particular thing with this person, where are your lives going to end up? And are you okay with your life ending up like that? And I know sometimes you may say, oh, it was only one time. But no, think about it that way. If you keep doing that thing, how is your life going to end up? Because what's going to happen is you're going to be in a position when you look like them and you're a reflection of them. And then you might even be mad at them. Oh, I knew I should never went out with her. And I knew I should never did this. And I knew I should never did that. You know you shouldn't have. It was, if you really take a look back, it was, I don't want to say common sense, but it made sense. But it's because you're not thinking about what is the direction that your actions are pointing you in. So that's what you need to also see for some of your friends. Of course, they're going to want to keep doing things that aren't beneficial to them. And of course, they're going to want to keep doing things that y'all did in the past because they don't care about their life going in a particular direction. It doesn't mean they don't care about anything, but for certain things that you take personal, for certain things that you care about, they may not care about. And you can't expect them to. But at the same time, you need to ask yourself, am I okay with they want to keep going out to eat. How their body gonna look next year? You okay with your body looking like that next year? If you are, keep going. If you're not, you need to make a change. Another thing a lot of people like to say, I see this all the time, people saying, you know, I want a friend group of people who are, you know, entrepreneurs. I want a friend group of people who do this and do that. It's so crazy. So I recently saw an interview of Lala Anthony. If you're not familiar with her, she's a TV personality. She is a actress, and so much more. So she is from, I think she might be from the Bronx, but she is a Afro Latina, and she is essentially from the hood. I say that to say she's from the hood of New York, and so she grew up and she became a TV personality, an actress. She has many other accolades. Recently at the Met Gala, she actually was one of the hosts on the carpet, you know, talking to people, and she's become an affluent woman. I saw her in an interview and she was talking about how, you know, she still hangs out with some of her friends from when she was younger. But I don't know if you guys are aware, one of her best friends is actually Kim Kardashian. She also hangs out with Vanessa Bryant and she hangs out with a lot of other wealthy women. And I wanted to use her as a perfect example because if she would have met Kim Kardashian, if she would have met Vanessa Bryant, if she would have met a lot of the women that she hangs out with now, when she was 15 or 16, they probably would not be friends. And her and Kim Kardashian are literally like best friends. If they would have met at that time of her life, being a girl from the Bronx, living the way she lived. Not saying it was bad, but it was just different from them. And they were different from each other in all that regard. I say that to say they wouldn't even know what to talk about. They wouldn't even have anything to relate to. They wouldn't even have anything to connect with. And so a lot of times when people are saying things like, oh, I want to be around women who are entrepreneurial. I want to be around women who are doing this. I want to do that. I want to ask you, if I was to put you in a room full of those kind of women, would you have anything to say? And so sometimes too, we have to realize when we are trying to become a certain person, we actually have to walk in that direction and stop sitting there and saying the stuff that you want to do and praying about it and wishing about it and actually do something and trying to manifest it. Like actually do something to become the woman that you want to be, to level up your life so you can get into the rooms with these individuals and have stuff to relate to. And it's not even particularly saying all they talk about is, oh, we make so much money and this and that. It's just when you get to that level of making a certain amount of money and having a certain amount of responsibility, they have stuff to talk about just being women, just being wealthy women sometimes, and stresses they may go through and things they enjoy. And it's so crazy because I really think that their friendship, like it makes sense about their friendship, because I recently saw a clip of Kim Kardashian a couple months ago. No, maybe like 2 months ago, last month, and she was saying something to the regard of she was saying how, long story short, she was shooting a show in New York and she was there for like 6, 7, 8 hours. And then she had to go to like Milan and shoot a fashion show for like 10 hours. Then she had to go back to Calabasas. And, it was very like her, but it was all for work. And so her mom was like, yeah, like you need to slow down. You're doing a lot. And she was just like, I love work. Like everybody has their own thing. Some people are addicted to other things, but I'm addicted to work. I love work. And I saw that clip probably from the show, probably like 2 months ago or something like that. Fast forward to 2 days ago, I saw an interview of Lala Anthony, and she was saying how, she was asked a question and she was just saying her schedule. She was like, yeah, I really just enjoy work. Like, I enjoy working, and that's just what keeps me going. Like, I really like it. And I say that to say, to me, that connection just made sense. They're able to connect, they're able to get along, they're able to, in this point of their lives, have a friendship for the simple fact that they're connecting on those things. And so, bring that back to say, you need to be able to connect with people on certain things. And so you need to start becoming that person. A lot of times, the people that you hang around them because you're so much similar to them. And it makes sense because you do the same things they do. So if you want to start hanging around other people, if you want to start getting inside of other circles, you have to sometimes start doing those things that those other individuals are doing. And eventually you guys will bump into each other. Eventually you guys, you follow the right people on social media, people who are doing things you want to do. And you start seeing, oh, wait, no, a lot of people keep posting this place. They go to this place. Maybe I should try going to that place. Or a lot of people say they do this. Maybe I should try doing this. And try to see if you like it, and you're not going to like everything. But I say that to say a lot of times you don't even know the people to hang out with. You don't even know how to find those people because you aren't doing the same things as them. And I want to remind you, your body changes. The world changes. Life changes. So why wouldn't you? When you are trying to change your life, people are going to keep reminding you of your old life. People are going to keep reminding you of your old past. But I want you to understand that those are people who are stuck in the past. Those are people who are stuck in a life that does not exist anymore, a world that essentially doesn't exist anymore. And if you allow those people, they will keep you stuck in that past, right? Things come in a season. Like, you were supposed to have that fun season in your life. You were supposed to do those things that you sometimes regret and you're embarrassed about. You were supposed to do all these things, but don't allow individuals to convince you that that's who you are and you are that person. No, you did those things and you're able to change. And a lot of times people who have not changed are people who have not grown. And so I want to remind you, if you are having questions about, should I grow? I want to grow, but I don't want to seem like this. I want to grow if I don't want to seem like that. If you want to grow, grow, do the things that are different from you. And that's how you know you're growing. If you're constantly doing the same thing, if you're looking at this year versus last year and you're like, I honestly am kind of doing all the same things that I was doing, that means you're not growing. That means you're stuck in a world. 2013 is, sorry, 2023 is not even the same as 2024. And that was not even less than a year ago. And so many things have changed. So I don't want you to be stuck in a world that doesn't serve you anymore, stuck in something that doesn't exist anymore. Do not allow people to hold you back. Do not allow people to convince you that that's not who you are and that's not what you do. It is now because I created this for myself. Those are the people who don't think they can create their life. Those are the people that just assume that their life is dictated by the government. Their life is dictated by other circumstances. But people who create their own life, they get a handle on life and they say, no, I want this life for myself. I want that for myself and I'm going to create it. And if you want to be one of those people that has the direction that they're going in life and not letting other people drive the bus for them, you're going to have to change. And I know it's going to be hard. And I know people are going to judge you. And I know it's going to feel like this is not me and I'm an imposter. But that is to a certain extent good. That is saying that you're not stuck. That's saying that you're trying new things. And it's kind of like getting into a pool. When you if you just put your toe into that pool, it's going to seem really cold. You might put your hand into the pool, and it's going to seem really cold. Soon as you jump in, your body's going to get shivers and it's going to be cold. But then after a while, you're going to be like, hey, come on, get in the pool. It's not that bad. That's life. That's change. That's you building your character. That's you building your new self. After a certain amount of time, it's not going to be that bad. But the issue is you just got your toe in. You just got the other toe in. You just got your finger in. And so it seems bad. But a lot of times we really just need to jump in. We just need to do it. And then you finally get to the point where you're like, oh, this is what I was scared of. Because eventually you're going to get to an age and you're going to get to a point in your life where you're going to be like, dang, that's what I was scared of. That's it. And you're going to regret and you're going to dwell and you're going to wish you would have done differently. And I'm going to be here to remind you, you only have one life. So don't use it dwelling on the past and wishing you did different when you can do different now and you can start doing different today. So thank you guys so much for watching my video. I hope that you guys were able to get good things out of it. I get it. You're in a growth journey and it's hard and people are questioning you and you're questioning yourself and there's so many questions and it's just so much. Trust me, I'm literally going through it right now. So that's why I wanted to create this video because a lot of this stuff is stuff that I had to hear, I'm practicing, and hopefully I can fully get over because I'm jumping into the pool and y'all, it's still cold for me right now. It's still cold. I'm trying to get used to it, but I know it's going to be okay. So thank y'all so much. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to go into the caption below to sign up for my newsletter so you're always notified on when I come out with new videos. You are up to date about current wellness and self-growth trends. And then also you can join my 2024 goals group chat so you can be surrounded by individuals who are trying to do what you want to do. Upgrade their life, grow, and ultimately become the person that they want to be. Thank y'all so much and have a great one.